Back again, back again, back again. Still out walking. Been out here for a little over an hour. No idea where I am. Just enjoying the day, enjoying the walk. And I'm having had this funny thought. And actually just saw this huge pack of deer. And they did this really funny thing, like where they put their feet down. They stomp their feet and act like they're trying to stand their ground and scare me off or some shit. That was really funny. Um, but just enjoying nature. Nature is beautiful and amazing, and always showing me some magic, showing me something new. But anyway, so I'm having this thought about MapQuest. I'm just reminiscing, and I'm like, we used to have to download MapQuest. We used to have to download instructions off the internet, right? And that's me talking from the perspectives of a '90s kid, right? And it's like there are people, well, baby boomers and Generation X. What is it? But they would have had to like just actually have maps and atlases. But I'm even just fascinated by the fact that we come from having to have MapQuest and download map instructions to get to where we were going. And the funny thing to me is that when we were having that experience, we had to be engaged in actually getting to our destination, right? And this might even be able to turn into a metaphor about life, but we had to actually be engaged in where we were going. And, it'd be like you'd have to look at the street names and you'd have to try and pay attention to how many miles you went, right? Because it's like how many there's a deer and stuff out here I'm trying to sneak up on, but it'd be like how many miles have we gone since we stopped there? How many, what street is this? Did I miss the turn? Am I there yet? Like just really having to be engaged in that journey so that you don't miss your destination, right? And now it's like we have our good old Google Maps or whatever navigation system you use, and it's constantly telling you what to do. And I'm just having a realization. I'm not saying there's anything right or wrong about it, but it's just funny because it's like now we've got this AI system that's constantly telling us, you know, got a place to sit right here. It's nice. Constantly telling us to turn right, turn left, take this exit. And I think that's funny because it's like at first we were having this human experience on Earth, and now people talk about the AI like taking over, or will it take over, and such. And I'm kind of like, damn it really already has. Like, in a way, it already has. You know, computers and technology tell us what to do a lot of the time, or at least play a really big role in our lives. And because of that, we're just developing more and more of it, right? And we think it's out of ease. But how do we know that it's not, that this system we developed so many years ago is now just like dominating our consciousness and allowing us, or convincing us that we need more of it, right? And we just keep creating it. Like Skynet is trying to go live. I'm being extra. I'm just saying. It's just funny to me. So there, I don't know. I think I'm like personally, I'm getting to a point where I'd like to go travel to a place where I can have more experiences out in nature like this. Like here, I'm in the Midwest. It's pretty cold. I mean, it's not bad. It's probably like 50 degrees out today, which is nice compared to what it could be. But I'd like to go have more experiences like this and leave the phone at home, you know, get rid of a lot of the technology and just kind of live as one with nature, right? I know that sounds so ridiculous because we kind of taught that is. And I mean, there are people that do it and they seem pretty happy. So I guess it goes back to duality. And it's like, do you want to live this way? Or do you want to live that way? And personally, the more I have these experiences, the more I really want to reside more in nature, right? And find a lifestyle that is more natural. I just noticed that I have so much more anxiety, so much more fear when I'm surrounded by technology. And I think that is maybe the intuition starting to recognize that we are surrounded, right? We are surrounded by this tech that we believe we control, but we don't necessarily control it, right? Like, how many people can really recreate their cell phones if they had to, right? I was watching something, they were talking about if the world ended, even if we had, some of the smartest people on earth, we still wouldn't be able to make a lot of the stuff that we have now for many years, because you'd have to have someone that made chips, you'd have to have someone that made fiberglass, you'd have to have someone that made just the housing, right? And I'm specifically talking about cell phones. Can't even get into the concept of all the other technologies we use. And there's so many little parts that make up the whole. So it's just like, if we don't really entirely control these things, right? And a lot of the time, when you think about how advanced we're getting, and we talk about algorithms, and we talk about the ability to read minds and all this other strange technology that's out, it's just like it's becoming more and more possible for the technology to control us, even if it's not on a level that we're aware of, or that the technology it's not purposeful. Let me put it that way. It's more like it's just happening natural, right? We're giving more and more of our power away to these devices, and I don't necessarily want to take part in that. And it just makes me also realize how little I personally need to be happy, right? And I think that there's so many of these companies marketing to us because they want to sell us these products. And even they don't necessarily maybe have the agenda in mind that they want to change all of humanity into cyborg. Maybe they do, right? Some people do. But at the same time, it's kind of like they want to sell these products. So they come up with the most fascinating marketing possible to try and sell us these products. And in doing so, they rein in all this money and all this power and influence. And with that influence, they can do just about anything. And then here we are, under that influence, and we're listening to whatever comes out of these screens, right? And so it's just really strange to me. I'm not really too thrilled about it. And I find myself in a place where I'd like to go and just have that experience of like, okay, what would it be like to live without all this stuff, right? And to let go of these things. And then to try to adopt a lifestyle, or adapt, I should say, to a lifestyle that has me more in nature. And yes, it'll be more difficult, right? Like I was watching just different, I like to see how different people live. And I was watching a video about people in Tibet, a family in Tibet. And they seemed very happy, first of all. They seemed very happy. But with very little technology, with just very little. Just they would care for their yaks. They'd use the yak poop to heat their stoves, use their stoves to cook, and use the yak milk to make cheese and butter, and they'd make bread, and just living a very simple life. But they seemed so happy, right? And even the grandpa or the dad, I guess, probably no older than maybe 50, 60, and even then still looking like fairly young, fairly healthy, likely because there's so much less stress in a lifestyle like that, right? But he was just mainly sitting outside. I'll have to see if I can add a link to this video, a link to that video on this video. But he's just sitting outside, or sitting around majority of the time with his praying wheel, and it's this thing you just turn in your hand, and what the hell? It's this thing you just turn in your hand. It's like lizard chair. And you can look it up, prayer wheel. And it was inspiring to me to just see that there are people that live like that. And I think we get so caught up in like, oh, I gotta be the next Zuckerberg, or I gotta be the next what's his name? Gary V, I gotta be the next Andrew Tate. I want to be super successful and have all these women and all this power. And it's just like, that's not even necessary to be a happy human on earth. That's not even necessarily real, right? Like these are concepts. Well, these are people that have made their wealth on this thing that's not even entirely real. Like when you think about it, like this, the internet, the network is just like our ideas being spread rapidly through technology that allows us to all partake in this collective space. And we make it real. We make it feel real. We think it's real, right? So when these personalities pop up and they're like, oh, yeah, well, you know, you gotta get on your grind and you gotta just like work your whole life and eat shit and then you'll be successful. And like, you gotta use the internet because when I was your age, I didn't have the fucking internet, man. I had to grind, right? And it's like, you really don't have to do anything. You legitimately don't have to do anything. You can sit outside with a prayer wheel, right? And some people have that figured out. And it's weird that society casts such a weird shadow on like the homeless. And it's unfortunate we don't have a better infrastructure for them, because I think that they may be some of the geniuses of our time, truly, because they recognize, some of them may actually recognize that I don't need all of this stuff to be a human, right? I don't need this huge house and these 7 televisions and all this stuff to be a happy human. And they go about carrying out their way, right? So it's just very interesting to me. I'd like to find a place where that's in balance, where I don't have to necessarily be homeless and on the street because I don't want to indulge in technology on an endless scale, on this huge scale that we've brought it to. It'd be really nice. But yeah, other than that, it's just very interesting to me to think about where it's come, how far this stuff has come, and where it'll take us in the future. And it's awesome to see. It's all striking, right? Like it's breathtaking. It's amazing to see where technology has brought us. And technology saves lives on a daily basis, and it allows us to do all kinds of amazing things. It's just that I think sometimes we have it shoved so far down our throats on a social scale, on the social side of just like, I don't know. It's just out of balance for me. I don't enjoy it very much. I don't enjoy it. But and then it also comes to me like the realization of all of these security measures you have to take so this doesn't get hacked and that doesn't get stolen. And it's just strange to me, because if you didn't have these accounts and whatnot, you wouldn't have to worry about that stuff, right? You would be able to just leave your things in a bag and be right, or a chest, right? Isn't that how it used to be? You'd have a chest, you lock your things in, and it would all be secure, and now it's getting so convoluted that it's like our deepest intimate thoughts are up for grabs, are capable of being stolen, right? So we've developed a situation where we don't even necessarily have privacy anymore. And I think that really goes into, again, like that intuition of that anxiety and that fear of this situation, because you can try to put your personal feelings or secrets or just anything that you find you want to kind of keep close to your heart or even keep in your mind. But in order to do so, you may utilize technology to document that those experiences or those thoughts, right? And then along comes someone that decides, for whatever reason, they want to, breach your security. And now it's like these delicate aspects of your human experience, existence, have now been stolen, right? And shared to people you don't know, or you never even intended to share with. And that happens all the time to these big celebrities and everything. It's just crazy to me, because why even live with that fear when we could just let go of this stuff? And I guess that's where I'm getting to through my experiences, because I'm like, I don't really need this stuff. So that's pretty much it for me. Just kind of enjoying the day out in nature, I'm gonna see if I can actually find my way out of here. So wish me luck, and I'll see you in the next one.